Alright, so here's my video on hooking up the Ford Freestyle amp and bypassing the factory speaker wires and bypassing the antenna. So I made my own antenna for this and whatnot. So what we've got here, this is the output wires that I ran to the back for the subwoofer. Right here you've got a harness that I cut out of a Ford Aerostar and just wired up according to these colors through a 9-wire. And I also used the 9-wire to get this wire here, which is my amp turn on. I'm running it straight to the red wire here, which is yellow and black on the back there. And that is your accessory on. That'll turn the subwoofer on with the accessories. With my antenna bypass, yeah, got an antenna wire running through here, and I just kind of snipped it and did my thing. Now it just kind of works a little bit. There's videos online on how people ghetto rig these, and that's just the way I did it. I cut it up, I wrapped the one wire around, put a shield on it, and then put all the negative wires around it. Let's see. I also put tweeters in here. It's worth mentioning. These are fantastic. You know, just put them on one of each of these wires for each of the front speakers, and you run them to the sides. I still haven't screwed it in. This is where I'm gonna screw it in, but you know, it's a little $8 tweeter from Walmart, Power Acoustic. It's 10 times better than nothing, especially if you've got like aftermarket speakers like I do. The bass kind of overpowers the highs, so this helps a lot. So anyways, I have all these speaker wires, these regular ones, running through the 9-wire. So the 9-wire runs, let me get this open here, runs underneath where the glove box is. I kind of got them tucked up in here. It's this taped up stuff because I ran out of 9-wire. I didn't get one that was long enough. I think you need like 15 feet, and I got 10 or 12 or something like that. But yeah, so it's this big blue wire thing here. It's got 9 wires in it, 8 speaker wires and 1 amp turn on. So you're gonna want to run that from the front to the back, and you can run it through this little channel right here. There's like a channel inside of this. It's a pain in the ass if you've got like loose wires, but if it's cut straight to this tubing here, then it's easy as hell to run through. You'll see that I also got these red and black wires running through. I kind of just tucked them underneath the weather stripping here because I had done the 9-wire previously, like months ago. Alright, so I had ran all that all the way through underneath all this and up into here. I kind of didn't go under the seatbelt with the 9-wire, but that's okay. It'll be fine. But yeah, so that's the actual factory stereo for any Ford Explorer with the JBL system or any premium audio system. That's the actual head unit right there. The deck you get in here from the factory is just a controller, which is stupid. But right here you can see these are the wires for my 9-wire. You've got the 8 speaker wires and the one blue one for the amp turn on, which I kind of only had black left, so I used that to extend it. But yeah, I had to cut the entire top row off of this right here for that. I'll try and post a link to something in the description for those colors and what they mean if you can't really get it from that. So here's the subwoofer that came out of the Ford Freestyle. Had to drill new holes and put new bolts in. It looks okay, I guess. It fits, and it sounds pretty good. You've got your dual voice whatever over there coming out of the top of that. This is the Ford Freestyle amp as well. So what I had to do is I had to splice some of the stuff into the factory harness for it. So right down here you've got a couple of colors that go into it. You've got white and purple, that's your 12-volt constant. You've got black with an orange stripe, that is your ground. And then you've got gray with a black stripe, and that is your remote turn on. It's technically called a mute wire, but it means the same exact thing. So, and then you've got these 2 wires here. Positive is going to be your pink and green. Negative is going to be your orange and red. So I'm gonna post a link to a Reddit post that I made with color-coded wires. It should be the same on every plug, different color wires, but the same positions. So on your factory radio amp thing in the back, the power wire is going to be the yellow one, and the red one's gonna be the ground wire. So that's 12 volt constant and ground. You're gonna have to run your own wire, which is what this is for, all the way to the 9 wire with the amp turn on, and that is gonna have to be spliced into this little thing. So what Ford does is with factory amps that they put in, they make them 5 volts instead of 12, so you need a step down converter. This just splices right in. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, it works perfectly fine, like almost like it's factory. I haven't had a single problem with it. And if you're looking to do something like this so that you don't have to run wires, because I don't run wires for sub and amp from my battery and whatnot, so this is basically the best I'm gonna do, because I mean my door speakers do pretty good. I got some nice Pioneers in there. But yeah, this factory Ford sub does the job, and it's actually pretty nice for what it is. Let me see if I can turn on the radio and let you hear it. Hopefully I don't get demonetized. As you can see, it works perfectly fine. Like I said, I've got them plugged into a subwoofer output. You can do like a dual thing with a adapter for a mono if you want to do that, but it doesn't really matter. It'll just still come out of the same speaker. But yeah, I just used the one where I could just put bare wires and screw them in there and then plug it into an RCA, because I feel like this is way easier than splicing. So there's that. Get that back in there. So yeah, and I also got a double den set up in here. I just kind of cut out some frame here and put it in there so that way it won't fall out, and then I nicked some of the corners off so I could fit the radio in there. And it comes right up to the faceplate here, so that's fantastic. But yeah, if you're not getting any sound from your factory woofer, if you're just using a regular one, it's probably because you need to run a wire to the amp for the sub to turn on. I'm not 100% sure what wire was for the factory one. I know there's like this little harness up here which has 3 wires coming out of it, but I don't know what any of those are for, and I couldn't find any diagrams that told me, and I'm not paying for them either, because I'm all about DIY and doing it myself, and I'm also poor and broke, so. But yeah, that's a quick and easy way to get cheap, free, well, not free, but you know, cheap sound out of your Ford Explorer.